the first thing you're going to do is click on Naccas ISS. Here is a completed full example of a Naccas ISS. You're going to click this link and you're going to download this ISS to your computer. You will name it. So I'm naming it right now. Okay, now that we download this, this is downloaded to your computer. The next step, what we're going to do, we're going to go to our computer screen, our desktop. You're going to want to download Adobe Acrobat because this is going to help you insert your bookmarks for your Naccas ISS. So once you download Adobe Acrobat, then you're going to be able to pull up the ISS that we just downloaded. Okay, now we've downloaded Adobe Acrobat. We also downloaded the completed ISS from Easy ISS in our back portal. We're going to double click on it. When we double click on it, we're going to pull it up in Adobe Acrobat, and I'm going to share with you. We now have the ISS uploaded in Adobe Acrobat. Now, I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to work Adobe Acrobat. Anytime you want to make edits, you're going to take your cursor to the right and you're going to click over here where it says Edit PDF right here. When you click on that, now you can come to the middle of the screen and you can click Edit, and we can edit in here. So when we click in here, whatever your Naccas reference number is, you can put it in here, and that's how you make edits. If you want to add and type, you want to click on Add Text, and you can click here, and then you can just type. Okay, so now we know how to add a text, we know how to delete, we know how to edit. Okay, so we'll scroll down. You're going to put your school name here. I'll just put AB Academy. It's that simple, okay? Put your address. Prepared by, put your name. All right, remember, if you want to edit, click Edit up here. You can highlight this, and you can type the name, okay? Prepared by. Now, we're going to do Standard 1. Standard 1. We already have it highlighted, okay? A mission statement has been adopted. Yes. Okay, so you want to make sure it's highlighted, but we already highlighted that for you in bold, and you can underline it too if you want. Now, whatever your mission statement is, you can put your mission statement in here, okay? Or you can use this mission statement if you want. Number 2, this is asking what page is the mission statement on in your catalog. We also have an example catalog in the institutional self-study, and the mission statement is listed on page 4. That's your answer. Now, this is your annual report. Most of you all will not have an annual report because you're probably just now entering in candidate status. So all of these will be yes. 3, 4, 5. 6, an advisory committee, an external advisory committee. What is an external advisory committee? If you have a barber program, Cosmo, and nails, you're going to need 3 members, a member for barber, Cosmo, and nails. So basically, you're going to find someone that works out in the field, that works at a barber shop. You're going to put their name down, the shop's name down, the address and phone number. Then you're going to find someone that works at a nail shop for your nail program, somebody that works at a salon for the cosmetology. If you had aesthetics, you'll find someone that has an aesthetics program at their shop. They work at a shop. So now, that's yes. Most of the schools are not utilizing distance education. 99% of them. So that would be NA. Now, as we scroll down, provide the following information for each advisory committee member. I told you, you're going to need their name, where they work, the address, and phone number, okay? And we already put Exhibit 1.6. Now, I'm going to show you how to insert bookmarks, okay? So now, that's Exhibit 1.6. I'll show you how to do bookmarks at the end of each standard. The advisory committee members. So the curriculum, all of these are going to be yes. They discuss the curriculum, facilities, equipment, graduation rates, all of that is yes. Now, most of the schools, like I said earlier, they're not doing distance education, so that would be NA. If your school is approved for distance education, you would highlight that yes. Now, provide copies of minutes, okay, or surveys. So what we did, we created example minutes that have been approved. So you can see that example too. And that's Exhibit 1.7. On number 8, basically this is asking, how do you solicit feedback from current students based on the mission and educational objectives? Provide examples of completed surveys. Naccas has examples on their website, but you're going to see them in Exhibit 1.8. We also answered the question. This is the answer that you should put, what we have in bold. The same thing for graduate exit surveys. This is the answer. Keep this answer here. And Exhibit 1.9. Number 10, the institution must solicit feedback from instructors. That's yes. Okay. Now, how do you do that? We pass out surveys. You all can put this exact answer. And Exhibit 1.10. All right. Now, this question right here, state where on the survey forms provided on exhibit for criteria 7, 8, 9, and 10, above the distance education is addressed. Well, we don't do distance education according to this school. So we do not provide distance education classes. Number 12, the institutions must maintain a summary of feedback received from the advisory committee members. All right. This is the summary, the feedback that we got. Answer number 12. Number 13, describe below any changes or improvements the institution has undertaken or implemented as a result of feedback. Okay, they added a TV or computer in the classroom. If you added a TV or computer in your classroom, put the same thing. Now, these are the exhibits after each standard. So now, what we have to do, we have to go over here to the left. All right? And when we click on the left, over here, we're going to click on this bookmark right below these 2 pages. Now, we've already created bookmarks throughout the entire ISS to make it very simple. The first bookmark is Exhibit 1.6, Advisory Committee Members. So all you have to do here is just type. We've already done it for you. Okay? And you're going to put the salon name, where they work, the address, the phone number, and position, whether they're barber, stylist, nail tech, or whatever. Okay? Now, if we have to add more, we're going to put add text, click here, and we will put another person, James Smith. All right? And wherever he works, a barber shop. Okay? And then we will put the address, phone number, and position. He's a barber. All right? It's that simple. Now, what if we wanted to insert a page here? Think about that. What if we wanted to insert a page? So what I'm going to do, this is how you insert a page. As you can see, this is page 5. We'll click on the 2 pages here, and we will scroll down to page 5. We will click on it, and below it, insert from file, meaning we can insert a page from our computer, or we can insert a blank page. Insert blank page. And then we can type on this blank page. That's how we insert a blank page. If we want to delete the page, click on it, highlight it in blue, come up here to the trash can, click, delete that page. Now, imagine if the advisory committee member, one of your team members, emailed it to you and you downloaded it to your computer. I'm going to show you how to upload documents. So now what we're going to do, okay, imagine on the current student surveys, and you have access to all of these documents. You've gone in the classroom, students have filled out the current student surveys. So now Naccas wants you to upload at least 3 current student surveys per program. So if you have 2 programs, Barber and Cosmetology, there will be 3 current student surveys for Barber program, 3 current student surveys for Cosmetology program. If you don't have that many students, just say you only had 2 students, then you would only have 2 surveys. Now, let's upload a survey. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to click at the top and we're going to minimize this. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my computer screen, my desktop. Okay, so I'm on my desktop and we have all the documents that you need. Instructor survey, graduate exit surveys, the instructor evaluation, enrollment agreements, leave of absence policy, release forms, addendum. You can pull a lot of these documents from the Naccas website, but you'll have access to all of these documents in your back portal. So we'll just say, imagine if this was a current student survey that was already filled out. We had 3 of them. So what we would do, we would double click on it. And when we double click on it, it's going to appear in our Adobe Acrobat in the back office. So now we're in Adobe Acrobat. And when we double clicked on the student survey, here it is. Here is the ISS that we're working on. All right. Now, here is the current student survey. Now, the question is, imagine if we had 3 of these that were already filled out. How can we put them in a bookmark? What we're going to do, there's a little arrow here. Click on that arrow. Then we're going to go up and click on the 2 pages. Now, imagine if there were 10 of these current student surveys. We would click on it and we would hold our command button down if you're on a Mac computer. And then you would click on each page. So now I've highlighted both pages there in blue. The next thing, you're going to copy those. So you would keep the command button down and hit C. When you hit C, you see how I just copied these 2? Next, you're going to go back to your ISS. And we're going to find where the current student surveys are. Click here. Once we click there, first we're going to click on the bookmark. When you click on the bookmark, it's going to tell you. So click there, and it's on page 7. After that, the next step, we're going to click on the 2 pages at the top left in Adobe Acrobat. We're going to go down to page 7. You see that? When you click here, you can paste it, or if you can also hit Command V as in Victor. All right. So you see this highlighted? If you hit Command V as in Victor, or if you click here and paste, watch what happens. We just inserted the updated current student surveys. Now, imagine if you did not have any bookmarks. I'm going to show you how to do a bookmark. So you would click Add Text, and we'll just put Exhibit 1.8. And now you're going to highlight Exhibit 1.8, and you're going to copy it. Command C if you're on a Mac. And then you're going to click on the bookmark right here where the cursor is. Okay? When you click on that bookmark, there's a bookmark that says plus, add bookmark. That's what this plus is. Click on that and you see it highlighted in blue. And then you're going to paste exhibit 1.8. And you can type it here. Current student survey. Okay. And then you're going to hit return, enter. So now, watch this. I'm going to let you make sure that that's what this is. I'll just type test here, and we'll click on another bookmark. It takes us here. So when Naccas gets your ISS and they click on current student survey, exhibit 1.8, watch when we click. See how it went here? Now, I'm going to share more of these with you. Now, if you make a mistake and you need to delete this bookmark, you're going to highlight it and you're going to hit the trash can. If you need to delete a page and you make a mistake, you're going to click on the 2 pages here. Okay. And then you're going to go down to the page you want to delete, page 8. We'll scroll down, which is here, page 8, and we can click delete. Okay. We'll do another one. The bookmark's in here. Now, what if we want to do graduate exit survey? This graduate exit survey, imagine if we want to upload some graduate exit surveys. What we're going to do, it may be saved on our desktop. So we're going to go to our desktop. Okay, I'm going to show you an example. If you have your graduate exit surveys, imagine that you have all of them in a PDF and they're on your desktop. You're going to double click on it. So we'll do one example. We're going to double click on here. Now, all of the documents for the graduate exit surveys just appeared in the back office of Adobe Acrobat. And I'm going to show you that. Okay, when we double clicked on the graduate exit surveys, the PDF that was on our desktop, all of the students had already filled those out. And now this is the document here. And as we click on it, we want to click on the middle arrow right here. When we click on that middle arrow, and then we're going to click on the 2 pages at the top left. Okay, now, when we click on the top pages up here at the left, these are all of the graduate exit surveys for this school. We're using this as an example, okay? So we're just using that as an example. You see these students, all right? So now that we see this example, what we're going to do, we have to copy and paste these for our ISS. So remember, we're going to hold down the Shift key or the Command key. We'll hold the Command key down if you're on an Apple. And just, we're going to click on each one. Okay. Once we click on each one, we're going to copy it. So we still have the Command key down. We copy by hitting C, and you see it copied by these 2 blocks right here on each page. Now what we're going to do is click on our original ISS that we're working on. We're going to go to that exhibit where exhibit 1.9 graduate exit survey sample. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to move all of the completed graduate exit surveys here. It's on page 10. So now we have to click on the 2 pages here. Remember, page 10. We're going to scroll down, page 10. And what we're going to do, we're going to paste. All right. So we can right click here and paste, or we can hit Command V as in Victor if you're on a Apple computer. So when we paste, we're pasting all of the graduate exit surveys. As you can see, here they are. Now, what we have to do on this graduate exit survey here, this is the first page for the first student. We have to click on add text. If you see this at the top, when you click on add text, now you're going to you're going to type in exhibit 1.9. And we have to highlight this. And we're going to copy it. Command C if you're on an Apple computer. Now, we have to go over to the left and click on the bookmark right here. Next step, we have to add a bookmark plus. And now we're going to paste the exhibit 1.9. So that would be Command V or paste. And then we're going to hit enter. Now that bookmark is set. Now this name here, well, we already had this set for you. You can highlight the top one and copy it, and then go in here, paste it, hit enter. Now, what we would have to do is now delete this bookmark, okay? We would delete this bookmark here because it's going to that, all right? So if we go here and then the bookmark we just did, look, now it's working. I wanted to share that with you. The next step, instructor survey. We already put this in here for you. So now what we have to do, we have to go to our desktop and get the completed instructor surveys. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to the desktop. We're on our desktop. So I'm going to double click on the instructor surveys. And when I double click on this right here, it's going to appear in our Adobe Acrobat. I just double clicked on it. Now, guess what? We're going to go to our Adobe Acrobat, which is right here. Look, here is the instructor survey. All right. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to copy and paste the instructor survey. So the first thing we're going to do is click the middle arrow over here. Once we click the middle arrow, we're going to go up to the top left and click on the 2 pages. Now we see 2 instructor surveys. 1, that's 2. Remember, we have to copy those. Hold the command down, click on both. Now hit Command C or copy if you're on a PC. Now we have both of them copied. The next thing we're going to do, we have to go back to our ISS. And we need to go to exhibit what? All right. So we're going to go to that exhibit. Screen sharing has stopped. Hold on one second. Let's get back to the main screen. Okay, so we have copied the instructor survey. I'm going to show y'all how to do that again. So basically, it was downloaded to our desktop. We double clicked on it and it appeared in our Adobe Acrobat. So now what we do, we want to click on the arrow right here in the middle, and then we click on the 2 pieces of paper up here. I'm repeating this so you all can get a clear understanding. We're going to click on the document, the first survey, the second survey, highlight them. If you're on a Mac, hold your command key down and click on each one, okay? And then you're going to keep the command key down and hit C to copy. They just copied. Now, what we're going to do, go back to the original ISS. And then we're going to find the instructor survey. Let's find instructor survey. So now we're going to go to the bookmark. Okay, when we click on bookmark, we're going to go to exhibit 110 for the instructor survey. It's on page 17. So now we're going to click on the two pieces of paper right here at the top. Okay. Click on those. We're in Adobe Acrobat. Go down to page 17. If we go to page 17, which is right here, we see instructor survey. We put the place mark for you. Now we're going to click there and we're going to paste the instructor surveys. Okay, the completed ones. So now what we're going to do, we have to add exhibit 1.10 on this new document. Okay, so we're going to hit add text and we're going to add text exhibit 1.10. Okay. Going kind of, let's see, exhibit 1.10. There it is. We're going to highlight this, copy it. How do you copy with a Mac? You highlight it, hit Command and C. Okay. And sometimes Adobe Acrobat will go slow. So you have to be patient. Like here, highlight it, Command C, and we're going to go back to the bookmark over here. You see the cursor, click on that. Make sure it is already highlighted. So now we have to add the bookmark with the plus. It appear down here, Command V as in Victor, copy, hit enter. Now that bookmark, and we can name it, Instructor Survey. Instructor Survey. Enter. Okay, so now let's test it. So we'll just click on other exhibits. So let's go down here to exhibit 10. It went here. Now, what I would do, this exhibit here, you highlight that and then you hit the trash can to delete that. And this right here, you want to delete this page. So after you delete the one above, now you're going to, this page right here is page 17. You go to the two pages at the top, and then you scroll to page 17, highlight it, and hit the trash can and delete it. Okay, so now that's how you do the standards. Now we're moving on to standard 2. Standard 2, instructor on number 1. You got to put the instructor's name, their hire date, the programs they teach. Do they teach distance education? Yes or no? And I'm going to show you how that looks. That's exhibit 2.1. If we go over here to the bookmarks, let's hit exhibit 2.1. Boom. So you're going to have their name, instructor name, the date they were hired, the programs they teach, and if they teach distance education. All right. Now, let's go back and we'll click on the bookmark instructional staff, scrolling down. This asks, insert copies of license of regular employed instructors. So you're going to put exhibit 2.1, go over here, exhibit 2.1, click there, and this is where the license would be. You already know how to copy and paste. You already know how to add bookmarks. Okay, I'm going to show you again. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to go to my desktop to instructor's license. I'm going to show you this again. Okay, go to desktop. Okay, so we're going to upload the instructor's license. So we have the instructor's license on our desktop. We're going to double click on them. They are going to appear in our Adobe Acrobat. So I'm going to Adobe Acrobat now, and we see the license that appear. So we have to copy and paste those into original ISS. So we're going to click the arrow in the middle. we're going to go to the top, click on the two pieces of paper at the top left. I'm going to highlight the license, copy it, Command C, and now we're going to the original ISS. Now, we see Exhibit 2.1, Instructor's License, page 24. So we're going to click on the two pieces of paper at the top left. We're going to scroll down to page 24 here, okay? And we're going to paste. What we're going to do, we are going to paste the instructor's license. You see them, okay? And that is Exhibit 2.1. So now what we have to do, we have to go over to the right and click on Edit PDF. And then at the top middle, we're going to click on Add Text. And we're going to add the text Exhibit 2.1. All right? Exhibit 2.1. Now we're going to copy this. We highlight it, copy it, Command C. And we're going to go and insert the bookmark. Now, how do we do that? Go over here. We're going to click on the bookmark, which is below the two pieces of paper right here, the cursor. And we're going to click the bookmark plus sign to add the bookmark. Plus, there it is, untitled. Command V is in Victor. And guess what? We can type instructor's license, and we're going to hit enter. Now, we have instructor's license here, right above it, and the one we just did. So now we're going to test it. So I'm just clicking on any bookmark. So let's go down to the instructor's license that we did, 2.1 right here. Look how it's working. You see that? Now, what we're going to do, this bookmark, we're going to highlight it and then hit the trash can to delete it. All right, because that's the bookmark for this paper right here where we put the bookmark in for you. This is page 24. Click on the two pieces of paper and we're going to go to page 24 right here. And we're going to, we hit the trash can to delete that. All right. So now let's go back to the bookmarks and we are on instructional staff. So we put the license in, scrolling down, whatever your state board instructor to teacher ratio, whether it's 10 to 1, 25 to 1, 20 to 1, you want to put that here and highlight it, make it bold. Now, you want to provide your instructors substitutes. Substitute instructors go here, put their name and put their license number. Also, leave this typed in. That's what Naccas wants to hear. And then Exhibit 2.4. Click on Exhibit 2.4, Instructor Orientation Checklist. All right, so we have to find the one that's filled out. So now we have to go to our computer, the desktop. I want to show you how to do this again. Okay, we're on the desktop computer. So we're going to double click on the instructor survey, the substitute instructor checklist. So what we're doing now, we're going to double click on the substitute instructor checklist. Once we double click on it, it's going to appear in Adobe Acrobat. So now let's go to our Adobe Acrobat. Okay, here is the instructor orientation checklist. This is the substitute instructor orientation checklist. Now, what we're going to do, remember, click the arrow in the middle, and it's going to pull out the top bar right here. Now we're going to click on the two pages at the top left. Next, we're going to highlight it, click on it, Command C to copy it. You see where it copied. Now we go back to the original ISS, Exhibit 2.4, which is right here, Exhibit 2.4. We already put that placement in there for you. It's on page 26. Go to the top left, click on the two pages. We're looking for page 26, which is right here. And we're going to paste instructor survey. Okay, we've already put the exhibit on here. Exhibit 2.4. So we're going to hit edit. We hit edit and we're going to highlight this. Command C, copy. Now we're going to click on the bookmark to the left right here, 2-4. We're going to click on the bookmark plus in the middle. Now we're going to Command V to copy that. And then we will type in substitute instructor orientation checklist. Okay. And then we hit enter. Now we're going to click on other bookmarks because we got to test this. Now let's go back down to 2-4, the second one. When we click here, it takes us here. Now remember, we have to delete this page, which is 26, and we have to delete this bookmark. So we click here, click delete the trash can, and that's going to disappear. And then we're going to go to the page. And remember, we have to delete page 26 right here. It's highlighted. Click the trash can, and that's deleted. So now I've shown you how to insert bookmarks. So we're on instructional staff. Now I'm just going to explain the rest of the ISS. Everything that you see in bold, we've already answered the questions. You can keep those. The staff meetings, it's already answered. So you can use this ISS. It will be very easy. Exhibit 2.7. If we click on Exhibit 2.7, well, 2.6, we'll go here. Let's go. Qualified instructors are needed. Now, what about instructor topics and meetings, the meeting minutes? Okay, so we're going to go down here and right here. So we'll change that to a 7. Okay, so it matches up. We're going to change this right here. We're going to double click here and we're going to change this to a 7. Now, watch this. When we click on here, it's already laid out. You're going to put your staff members' names here, all the instructors, the people that work here. The owner, put his name there or her name. It's already laid out for you. The questions are already answered for you. Then put the owner's name here. Call for any items or comments. Hearing none, the owner adjourned. Okay, this is already laid out for you. Let's go back. Doesn't get any easier than this. This is what evaluators, those accreditation evaluators, this is what they're doing. They already have this laid out. Okay, number 8. We highlighted it. It answered the questions for you. It's already laid out. You can copy and paste this question. Continuing education. Some states require continuing education. Some do not. If your state does, make sure you get the certificates and you're going to insert them. Okay? You will insert the continuing education certificates. All right? Continuing education right here. Now, they don't have distance education, and they want you to put this as an exhibit. So what we would do, we would have exhibit, would say 2.9, which is right here. Okay. So we could go here, exhibit HIBIT. And what we're going to do, we're going to highlight this, make it bold, okay? And we're going to create a bookmark, exhibit 2.9, all right? And what we need is the instructor certification, the certificate. So this is how we do a bookmark. Let me show you. Right there, that's 2.7. So we're going to click here. And we'll go exhibit 2.9. Instructor, continuing education certificate. CE, continuing education certificate. And hit enter. Now, we already know how to insert. That would be after number 28. So we will go get a certificate, and I'll show you how to do this again. So we went to our desktop computer or our laptop computer. And what we did, we double clicked on the continuing education hours for this instructor, for this school. When we double clicked on the PDF file, make sure they're always in a PDF. It appeared in Adobe Acrobat. Now we have to click the middle arrow, as we always do. We go up here, we click the two pieces of paper at the top left. We click on it, and then we copy it, Command C, and then what do? We go to our original ISS, and what we're doing, we're looking for the exhibit for continuing education hours, which is right here, 210, and that's right after number 7, 2.7. So that's 2.7 is number 28, so 210, that's going to be number 29. So we're going to click on the two pieces of paper. We're going to go to 27. Okay, 27 is that. 28. Now, we're going to make this 29. Paste it, which is 210, that exhibit. Now, what we have to do, we have to highlight this 210, Command C, copy the bookmark. Although we already have that bookmark, we got to create this bookmark. Command V, hit enter, and then we got to make that CE certificate and hit enter. Now we're going to test this to make sure. Let's hit the second exhibit 210, and you see it's not working. Look at that. It's the first one. So here, first one, right there. So now what we have to do, we have to delete this, okay? We'll delete this, and we will move forward. So we go to 27, which is here, 210. That's how we put that in. This exhibit, we will highlight that and delete it, okay? Because this 27 is already working. 27 is working for that. Now, instructor evaluation. Let's go back here. We go to the bottom. We put the 210 right here. Annually. So this right here, if your school does not have continuing education hours, your state, then that would be NA. Most states do require continuing education. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So you would highlight this, and then you would uncheck the bold, and take the underline off. Okay. Most states do have continuing education, and we would highlight that, click bold, and underline it. Okay. Now I'm going to share something with you. Since we answered yes to this on 210, I'm going to share something with you. There's 210, 29, that's yes, 210 is NA, because they don't do distance education. Okay. Now, let me share this with you. Look very closely. Okay, so we're going down to 212. Each instructor receives and signs a performance evaluation at least annually. We perform the evaluations at the same time each year. It's very important when you do your instructor evaluation forms, and I'm going to share this with you. I want you to see this. Hire date, make sure you put that in. Evaluation date, put the exact date every year. Make sure you put the exact date every year for each instructor. They have to do a yearly evaluation. Once the instructor has been working there for 12 months, that's when you can do the evaluation. Put the instructor's name, have them to fill all of this out, and employee, make sure that the employee's signature, the instructor's signature and date, whoever evaluated them, put that here, okay? You already know how to insert all of the documents. I've shown you that. I'll also create just a video that's maybe an hour long, just inserting documents so you can kind of get practice on doing it. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now we're moving on to standard number 3. I'm not going to insert any more documents because you know how to do the bookmarks and everything, but I will go through the ISS. Insert a copy of the institution's license. So what you're going to do, Exhibit 3.1, and you'll have the bookmark right here, insert the school license. The next question, appropriate license and certificates issued by the state. Now, basically what they want to know that your rules and regulations from your state board, get a copy of those rules and regs where it's stating where the license are displayed. And then you would upload that and put it in a bookmark, Exhibit 3.2. State board rules, okay? Right here. Going back. Basically, you're going to copy and paste this or use this exact form. Put your school name here. You can leave everything else. Your school name here, leave everything else. So your school name would be here. And then you would leave does not offer federal student aid because 99.9% of the time you're not accredited, so you're not getting financial aid. We're going to answer these the same. This ISS is pretty much already done for you. You just have to copy and paste and input. You can use this exact document. Scrolling on down, they've already answered the questions for you. It's already answered. Now, most schools don't participate in any other programs, but if you have approved for veterans or workforce or some other school program and you're getting funds, then this would be yes, okay? And then you would list the programs, and then we would have to put a bookmark that would be Exhibit 3.7, and then we would have to upload the agreement that you have with veterans or workforce or whatever, okay? Now, advertising. On advertising, a lot of people have flyers or their business cards. Make sure, Exhibit 3.8, we'll put that. Make sure, and this is an example, you can use these for your cosmetology. Just put your school name, address, phone number. Keep this, all work is done by supervised students. All right, we've already done this for you. If you have aesthetics, if you don't have an aesthetics program, this is page 38. Just go in here by hitting the 2 pages like this and go to page 38, highlight it and hit the trash can, delete. Very simple, okay? If you get stuck, you all can always email support, fixmyschool@gmail.com, fixmyschoolnow@gmail.com, fixmyschoolnow@gmail.com. Let's go back. Now, the owner regularly reviews. It's answering number 6. I'm giving you all everything. We're going on down. They've already answered these questions. If you look here, that's yes, highlight it, make sure you underline. You can underline it or you can just highlight it. It doesn't matter. Now, the institution must have a policy regarding the release of student information. Hey, list what the page number is in your catalog. Basically, it's on page number, and you can put whether it's on page 19, page 10, or whatever number it is in your catalog. Put the exhibit 311 because Naccas wants to see that. Okay, this is an example. Even if you did not have any students to fill this out, you still want to put this example in. All right, now we're moving on to standard number 4 because we've answered all these questions for you. They already answered for you. Okay, this is answered for you. And you can read these on your own. But remember, you're going to have to put your school name. So make sure you read everything in bold, what we've done for you. Even 313. The Academy will maintain all accreditation records for a minimum of 6 years. So make sure you put your school name here. This question is already answered for you. All the questions are pretty much answered for you. Now, 316. Naccas wants to know all the programs that you offer and how many hours and if they're taught in English, what they're taught in. So you may have cosmetology, barber, nails. Okay, you may just have barbering 1,000 hours. You would put that there. And then you could just delete these and continue using this, okay? Now, we've already looked at these exhibits. Now we're moving on to standard number 4, okay? We've already highlighted and answered that. The admissions policy. Admissions policy, if it's on page 10 in your catalog, whatever page it's on, and you're going to put exhibit 4.1. We go to the admissions policy, exhibit 4.1, the policy will be here, okay? Now, and we're going to give you a catalog also that's in compliance with Naccas. The number of secondary students who are not enrolled under a training agreement as described, no more than 10% of the number. This is usually NA, 99% of the time. Now, moving on down, the institution's written catalog. What we did an example. We did an example. All right, look at this. Let me show you. There is an example in here of a catalog cross-reference with the Naccas exhibit, okay? And that's exhibit 4.3. If you look at 4.3, this is a catalog with all of the numbers. And I'll show you an example. The catalog must be written in English language, okay? So basically, it's saying it's on page 2, documenting that it's written in the English language. Name and address of institution. It's saying it's on page 1 of the catalog. So we're going to look on page 2 to see if we see written in English. Let's go to page 2 of the catalog so we can check. What page is this? That's page 1. This is page, is that page 2? That's page 3. So this is page 2, and look, the 1 is there written in English. Remember page 1, the address. This is page 1. And remember the address, the name, number 2 right there. So this entire checklist is a guide so you'll know exactly how to do this and that catalog. Now, we're at standard 4.4, so let's go down. Standard 4.4. Let's look at standard 4.4. So exhibit 4, 4, 5, and 6. You can read these. These are documents that students fill out and sign before they enroll. All right. So you want to make sure these documents are dated on the date that they enroll or before the date that they enroll. These documents are never signed and dated after a student enrolls. And you can read these. And here's the exhibit. So we go over here to bookmark. So you want to make sure you have 3 of these for Barber, 3 for Cosmo, 3 for nails, 3 for aesthetics. Naccas wants 3 copies per program if you have 3. So they're going to fill this out. Make sure the start date, make sure it's dated before they start or on the day that they start. Check all of these. Now, scroll down. New student orientation checklist. Make sure they fill this out. Make sure everything's filled out on here. If social media ID, you may put NA. Check all of these. Sign it. Date it. Make sure the student signs and dates. Okay? Now, we'll go back. Okay? Let's go back. And we're going to go to the next thing. Moving forward. Roll down. So we did 4, 5, and 6. 7 is NA. If the institution utilizes multiple facilities, most of the schools have that one main facility. Okay, so that would be NA majority. Now, number 8, the enrollment agreement. This is a checklist. We have an enrollment agreement with a checklist. Let me show you. Same thing. Okay, so I'll share this with you. Number 3, student list name of student enrollee. So they're asking, where's the name of the student on the enrollment agreement? It's on page 1. So where's number 3? So we're going to go to the enrollment agreement and we're going to look for where the student puts their name right here. Look, 3, student name. So this is already done. So you could use this as a guide to do your enrollment agreement. It's already in compliance with NACAS. The refund policy is already in compliance. Everything is here. Okay. So now let's go back. Standard 4, scroll down. We're moving on. Now, the next thing that we have, fully executed enrollment agreements, meaning they want an enrollment agreement that's fully filled out by a student. And I'll show you an example. For privacy purposes, we don't have a full enrollment agreement because of privacy purposes, like Social Security and all that. But basically, you're going to have the students to fill everything out. You're not going to leave anything blank. If something does not pertain to them, like here, you may put NA or just draw a line. Do not leave anything blank. NACAS writes schools up for that. Guardian or sponsor. If the student is 18 years of older, you're going to put NA here, NA there. Make sure the student signs dates, school owner or director signs and dates. I repeat, do not leave any of these line items blank. If it doesn't pertain to you, draw a line or put an NA. Very important. Okay. That alone will save you a limitation from being wrote up. So now we're scrolling on down. These questions are already answered. Leave of absence, cross-reference. Look, we've already done the leave of absence. It's already in compliance with NACAS. This checklist, it's already done. This leave of absence, it's already there. It's already done for you. A leave of absence policy. This is an example. Put your school name there. Then the school name here. All right. Very simple. Okay. So now go back to exhibit 4. We'll scroll down. Now, if we look down here, you can read non-discrimination statement. Wherever it's located in your catalog, you're going to put the page that is located. So you may need to change this page because it may not be on page 12 of your catalog. Transfer policy, that may not be on your 20th page in your catalog. And you're going to get an example of a catalog in the program. You'll have an example of enrollment agreement in Easy ISS in the program. So all these are answered. You're actually going to have a copy of this too. So it's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and money. Now here, if the applicant before enrollment, each applicant has provided a knowledge or receipt of distance education. So basically, this is saying you don't do distance education, so that's not going to pertain to you. Okay? Now, we're going to move on. Okay, number 19, that's already answered. And basically, provide a copy of an executed form used to document that the applicant has received all the information prior to enrollment. So basically, these are documents that students must sign and fill out, verifying and documenting that they did receive everything before they enrolled. And we've used these documents for orientation also. But this document, it documents that they received everything. They're going to check here, saying they received all this, understand this, sign and date. And also they're going to do that on here, the pre-enrollment receipt. Okay. So that protects you. If a student says, well, I didn't get this, well, I didn't know that. No, they filled this out and signed it. Let's move on to standard 5. Standard 5, you're going to check all these. Yes, you can read those. Provide examples of all documentation used for the process of orientation content. Same thing. These documents are used for orientation. We'll go back. And you can highlight and copy this. But if you download this ISS, you can keep this here, and that's going to save you a lot of time. You'll be done with this in 2 weeks. Okay, provide a copy of the program outline. Okay, exhibit V4. Your curriculum program outline that's in your catalog, you're going to put that in there. Okay. If you want to see an example, I'll show you like an example of a school. Basically, this was a school, their program, they had Barber. So you would basically extract that from your catalog, basically copy and paste it and put it in here. Okay. Then they have a Barber instructor program. So that would go in exhibit 5.5. All right. All right. So we're moving on. You can answer this. Make sure you put your school name here. You provide payment plans, I'm sure, but we do not provide financial aid at this time. The grievances. Most schools have not had any students to file a grievance. So you would leave this here. No grievance have been submitted within the past year. And 5.7, you would show this. Let me show you 5.7. That's the grievance procedure. Okay. And it's also in the catalog. Now we're moving to 6. On 6, you're going to answer this question. Yes, you're going to put all of your programs. Whether you got Cosmo, that's 1,500, you would just have that. Barbering, that's 1,000, you would put that. So you'd only put the programs and the hours right here, okay? And then you would have this in here too. Put that under there. Moving on down, name of courses offered. The ones you had here, put here. The number of hours, here, whatever hours they had, put them in order. Scrolling on, answer all these yes. Describe below how the institution ensures and meets the requirements of this criteria for each course. Put your school name here, and you can leave all this. It's already answered for you. All right, all this is answered for you, so make sure you have that too. This is answered for you. 6.5, okay? Describe below the institution's course and programs comply with basically the state board requirements. So you're going to get your state board rules and regulations, and you definitely want to show the curriculums that they have in the state board for your exhibit here. And I'll show you like an example of one. So you'll go to your rules and regulations from your state board, and you'll pull out the curriculums. Copy and paste them in here. So that's basically what you're going to do. And that is for standard 6.6. And you're going to have that for 6.5 too, that curriculum from the state board, your rules and regulations, 6.5 and 6.6. Now we're moving on down. Don't forget to insert your school state board's name here. All right, whatever the state board name is, and then put your school name here. What they learn in the first module when they're a freshman, Naccas wants to know. So that's 6.8. So if you go here, we gave you an example. You can use this, change the course name and the hours, and just continue to use that. Now, 6.11. Naccas wants to see sample lesson plans. If you have the My Ladies, you can just insert the My Ladies lesson plan. Okay, that's number 11 right here. So you're just going to insert the lesson plan. Sample lesson plans, as you see, for Cosmo, then there's some for Barber, Aesthetics, full lesson plan. Moving on to standard 7, financial management. You're not participating in financial aid yet, so that's going to be NA. Okay. This is going to be yes. And most of the schools are going to use the Naccas. If you're in California or if you're in Texas, then right here, you would say Texas state mandated refund policy. But here, most schools are going to use Naccas. Okay. And then you would leave that here, put your school name. You're not participating in financial aid, so that's NA. You're going to put yes here. You can read all of these. Then here, put your school name. And if your school has extra hours where you charge for the extra hours, just say they move past the contract date, you're going to put what you charge per hour. If you don't charge for extra instructional hours when they pass their graduation date, then put the school does not charge for extra hours remaining after the contract date. Okay. Now, if you've done a refund, which is here, this is from the Naccas site, you can fill this out. And if you need an example, we have an example in the back portal, okay? And a video training for this and for SAP. So there's a lot of other stuff that's in this program that you get access to. Also, the most important thing, you get online support in case you have questions or whatever. You can reach out to the team instead of paying a consultant $12,000 to $20,000. All right. Now, they also want to know the credentials of who's working with financial aid. You could have a certificate or a resume of the person. Moving on to standard 8. Standard 8, you can use this right here. Keep that. This, you're going to describe your school. How many chairs, stations, restrooms. So that's going to be a little different. Okay. And you want to have that in the catalog too. So Exhibit A2, basically Exhibit A2, you're going to talk about where that is located in your rules and regulations. So you're going to get your rules and regulations from your state board where it's talking about the equipment that's needed for your school. All right. For Barber, Cosmo, Nails, Aesthetics, or whatever. And you're going to put that at Exhibit 8.2, and you will put that here, and we already know how to do that. The next thing in 8, moving on down, you're going to answer this question, leave it the same, leave this the same. Make sure that you have a sign on the clinic floor, all work, all services provided by supervised students. Also, make sure that you have an escape sign in each room of the school. An example, like when you go to a hotel and they have an escape route, they have a piece of paper highlighted with an escape route. So if you're in the classroom, have that right there on the wall in case a fire breaks out, how they're going to exit out. Make sure you have that in the bathroom, clinic floor, offices, so forth. Now, we'll answer these yes. Exhibit 8.8. Take a picture of your outside school sign and insert that. And I'll show you an example. Real simple. Just go outside, take a picture of your sign, and that's what you're going to insert. Make sure you put it in a PDF format. Okay, now we're on standard 9. Make sure you put your school name here. That question's answered. Moving on down. This is the answer to the question, but as an exhibit, you want practical grades. Make sure you have the practical grades and it's filled out. Insert that here, practical grade examples. Some of y'all probably want to see practical grade examples. So let me share that with you all real quick, practical grade examples. All right, make sure you put the grades. A lot of y'all have pivot point or my ladies or whatever. So you already have these grades. And the grades, they're either right or wrong. The question is either right or wrong on the rubrics. It's not a half a point, a quarter of a point. It's right or wrong. And Naccas will ask you those questions. Okay, now next, Exhibit 9.3. Naccas wants copies of evaluation forms. They want 3 of the SAPs, just 3. And Exhibit 9.3 is right here. You can pull this from the Naccas website, although we have all these documents in the back portal, and you're going to fill this out. We also have a video for you, so you'll know the difference between actual hours, scheduled hours. A lot of school owners get that wrong, but we break all of that down in the program. All right, on 9, going on down, 9.4. They want to know where your graduation requirements are, and Exhibit 9.4, you put the graduation requirements in here. And then moving on down, 9.5, the SAP cross-reference with Naccas. We have an example. So you can use this as a guide on the SAP. You can use this as a complete guide. We've already went over the numbers in the catalog and the enrollment agreement, so you understand how this works with the numbers on here. And then the last exhibit that you're going to need for your institutional self-study is Exhibit 9.6, the SAPs again. So you're going to put those back in here again, the satisfactory academic progress. All right. And then standard 10, of course, we don't have to do standard 10. So you're not required to do standard 10. So that's NA. So this completes your institutional self-study. You could do 1 standard a day and be done within 9 days. I know a lot of y'all have watched this. You're scratching your head. You're probably wondering, should I pay a consultant $12,000, $20,000? Well, you can do this yourself. If you don't have the time or the patience and you just want it done quickly, then reach out to us. There are a lot of consultants out there, but you can really do this yourself and save yourself a lot of time, energy, and money. Some of them are going to be hard sales to try to really sell you, but I encourage you all. You can do this yourself and save thousands of dollars. And I've shown you everything. We also have a link that you can click if you have any questions or just want a free strategy call. We'll see you in the course.